So got the donor truck here. Just got it brought here on Friday. It was wrecked in 02. Kid fell asleep and hit a guardrail. Went over, rolled, cut the roof off to get him out. Body shot. Motor's still good though. He said it was running when he had it and still has good oil and trans fluid and shit in it. So we're gonna pull this out and use it in the project truck. I'm gonna start here in a little bit, pulling this core support and shit off. We're just gonna rip the front end of the truck off basically and unbolt the tranny mounts, pull the wiring out of it, get it sent out to have it cut down to a standalone. We're originally just gonna start from the back, pull the transfer case out because I need one for my truck over there. But seeing how bad it is, I'm not gonna be able to really crawl underneath it without getting some jacks and stuff underneath it to get the transfer case dropped. I'm gonna have to just pull it all out as one big shotted out unit and see what I can do that way instead. But yeah, pretty rough truck anyway, so I really don't feel too bad cobbling it up to use for parts, luckily. But I got a lot of work to do to try to get this thing out of here. Mostly here though, because I'll end up needing the master cylinder, motor, whole wiring harness, all the pedals and stuff on the inside down in here. We'll end up needing the gas pedal. Probably end up using the brake out of it too, since I'm using the master cylinder. The only reason I'm converting it over to this style Hydro Boost is because anything I've seen so far when guys do the swap, it hits the main canister in the back here on the stock vacuum style brake booster. So we're just gonna use the new master cylinder off of this one instead. Yeah, I was a little disappointed they cut the roof off it because the interior actually was a pretty decent one. Had the bench seat with the flip up console. Back seat wasn't too bad a shape, but been sitting for about 8 months in the scrap yard or the yard, and they cut the roof off it when they went to go get him pulled out of the truck that night when he wrecked, and been sitting there since like that. So everything interior wise is pretty well trashed. Bed's gone too. Rear axle's good. Fuel tank's good. Frame might be good. I don't know. I'll probably just end up scrapping it either way just so I ain't got to worry about it. Using the transfer case for my truck. Tranny, motor, transfer case are all good. Not gonna use the tranny though. I'm keeping the original TH400 in the other truck. Some people don't like that idea, but that's what I'm going with because I like it a little bit better than trying to do all the wiring with the 5-speed. That, and I have certain plans with the truck. So, but yeah, we're gonna start getting this core support ripped off here in a second. Show you guys when I get pulled off, and he hit it so fucking hard that he cracked the intercooler right there, ran it in, and then folded the charge piping down right there, and it walked the boot down there and wobbled the boot there. But other than that, it did stuff it into the front end of the motor a little bit, but it's not touching anywhere. The fan's rubbing the radiator a little bit, but if that's fucked, it ain't a big deal. I'm using another radiator. I'm not using any of the front stuff in the core support on this truck, so I really don't care about any of it. I'm going to an air-to-water intercooler, and what else? Air-to-water intercooler and a bigger big block radiator in the square body. It's all the way over there at the red lawnmower in the back. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, I'll get back to you guys when we get this thing all ripped down. Try to get this motor pulled out here in the next couple days. I gotta get the motor pulled out of the truck over there too. I gotta get the transfer case pulled out of this, or some parts for my red truck. I gotta do some tranny work to it and put a new transfer case in it. That's why I got this mainly for, motor and transfer case. The rest of it's all gonna get sold. So yeah, I'll get back to you guys here in a bit. All right, so towards the end of the day now. I don't know, can't even see the sun over here in the shade now, but nice and sunny over here earlier. We got all the core support and stuff pulled out. That was all around here and all in the front. Intercooler radiator sitting there. There's the support and what's left of the bumper. Grill there. Some other fuse box and stuff was starting to pull wiring and stuff. Got my ECM, TCM. Got all the wiring and all that shit unhooked, trying to get it tore apart. Get that way and get it sound as soon as possible. I got to call them tomorrow on the wiring and see what I have to do, what I need, what I can cut, what I can't cut. I don't think, because I'm using a older manual valve body TH400 behind it, so I won't need the transmission controller for the Allison. So I think I can get rid of this, sell it, get it gone. Probably pull the master cylinder off after we get the motor out. But yeah, Getting close. The only thing it fucked up on the front when it hit it was this idler pulley right here. It broke it. Nailed the core support hard enough that this side I didn't even have to unbolt. It just broke off right there. Just snapped the thing right off. I don't know if you guys see it right there. It just broke it right off on the core support. Didn't even have to unbolt this side or the bumper. 2 bolts in the bumper there. 1 core support bolt. A couple of the fenders that were left on that side. A couple 10 mils that I didn't find at first. Missed this one here. I've been fighting with it for the last 20 minutes. Couldn't figure out why it wouldn't come out. Had that bolt out. Had the fender bolts out. Thought it was this up here holding it in. It kind of was. Pulled that out and I watched it untension and pop right out. So you make sure if you're pulling this core support out, make sure you don't miss that 110 millimeter right there on that side. So we're getting there though. Maybe another day or two, I think I'm going to start pulling AC stuff off. AC was all empty on it. So I'll get that pulled off there. Pull the AC canister off the firewall maybe, or maybe just pull the lines off of it. And just keep moving right along. We're getting there. Got a good look at the motor mounts today finally. I don't know if you can see that in there. Just got a couple bolts right. Oh, there we go. Right there. In there on the main one. Then there's a couple on the actual block itself. Right there and right there. I gotta pull after I get it out so I can make my plates for it. I'm just gonna solder mount this to the frame in the black truck when I go to swap it. Try to keep it nice and simple. Nothing really to it. Don't really want to mess around with a bunch of swap mounts and shit like that. They're expensive as hell. I've used them before and they work okay, but they never seem to quite fit perfectly for the most part. Always end up having to adjust shit on the car, fuck with it a bunch. So I'm just gonna make my own. Just use some round tubing and 2 plates that'll bolt on the motor there and there, then do the 2 plates that'll bolt on the frame on that truck. And I actually already got to look on that truck, so I can actually just solid weld them all together and then just set it right down in and throw the bolts in it. I won't have to worry about trying to get a Fisher wrench up in there. I can on that one. So, but yeah, we're slowly getting there. Got to pull the intercooler piping off. That one's already off. Try to finish pulling all this wiring out probably later in the week next week, because I got to work on that trailer. Got to start hauling hay for the summer. Everything moved. Try to get this master cylinder pulled out here another day or two, but try to give you guys an update on it and show you guys. Not really a whole lot to these front ends in all honesty. I mean, that's pretty well all it came off at my house. I didn't have like headlights and shit, and a lot of like the plastic stuff because it just wasn't on the truck, because after the wreck most of it fell off in the yard or people stole off of it. There was a whole toolbox of tools full of really nice impacts and shit on it that when we got there and the kid went to go get them out, they were all missing. So he just grabbed his toolbox and went on his way. A little disappointed in that, but it's whatever. Not really my problem. But yeah, it's a damn shame the hood's all fucking bent and fucked. It was a nice HD hood. These are a little getting harder to find. These front end trucks are actually getting harder to find. This was an early body style front end. So none of these parts will fit on my other truck. I showed you guys earlier, that red one, but probably gonna call it a day, quit for the day. Come fuck with her on this another day or two from now, maybe later tonight, tomorrow night after I'm done for the night. Like I said, I got to get axles and stuff fixed on that and start hauling with it. So I think alternator's still good. Maybe we'll find out. But all right, I'll catch you guys in the next one.